on 10 questions. And today, the question number 10, and you know it will be sentence connectors. And we will left only one question, that is capital marks and punctuation marks, you know. So capital letters and punctuation marks. So I hope in the coming week we will finish our journey here. If Allah wishes, inshallah we will try to finish our this journey in the coming week. So dear students, I am Abdul Motalab, senior teacher, Police Lines School and College, Rangpur. You know, every day I show you this picture. Why? Because so that you can understand what is our purpose to take this class. Our purpose is very clear, because the last 10 days I told you what is our purpose. Our purpose is to take preparation for the coming SSC examination. So our topics today will be exercise on sentence connectors. And you know, this chapter is somewhat tricky, somewhat difficult. But I think as a teacher, this chapter is not difficult one if we have some special techniques. If we have some techniques, then this chapter is not difficult at all, I think. So dear students, the same learning outcomes, because we have only one outcomes, that will we will be able to prepare for the annual examination or the SSC examination better. So only for this target we are exercising on some topics. So dear students, you know, today I am going to share with you these questions. But before starting, I should say, I took classes on these topics. I told you the formal rules of sentence connectors. But here, as I am with you only for practicing for the exam, so there is no rules here. So like other days, I am going to just remind you that this point, what will be our techniques when I will practice this question, when I will try to write down the answer of these questions, what will be our techniques, what things I must have to memorize, I must have to remember from my past learning. So dear students, you know, sentence connectors means they are linking words, or you may call them the conjunctions. So, as a student, I told you in my previous lecture when I taught you the rules and regulations of sentence connectors, what are the functions of sentence connectors. So far I can remember, I told you that sentence connectors, they have only 4 functions. They can do only 4 verbs in a sentence. So, just for your remembering, I am writing, I told you that the sentence connectors, what can they do in a sentence? They can join just 2 words, words plus words. Meaning, before these 2 words, we may use a sentence connectors. That means, if we want to connect, if we would like to connect 2 words together, I must have to use a sentence connectors or linking words or a conjunction between these 2 words. So this is number 1. Number 2, they may join a phrase or another phrase. So if I want to join 2 phrases together or 2 idioms together, I must have to use a sentence connectors here. So this is pillars number 2, this is pillars number 1. And number 3, I told you, so far I can remember, I told you elaborately, clause plus clause. Now, if I want to join 2 clauses together, I must have to use a sentence connectors between them, or sometimes a sentence characters may come here. Another point I told you, just I am writing under, it may join a sentence and another sentence. So this is, so now if I want to join two sentences together, I must have to use a sentence connectors here. And sometimes I may use a sentence connectors here also. So dear students, if you can remember, so how many places of sentence connectors have in a sentence? If you count, you will get totally only 6 positions in a sentence. Connectors may be used. So it's very easy, between two words, between two phrases or idioms, between two clauses, or it may come before a clause to show relation with that clause, and between two sentences or before a sentences to show the relation with the other sentences. So only in 6 places we may use our sentence connectors, right? So this was discussed elaborately in the lecture when I taught you the rules and regulations of sentence connectors. So dear students, if you think that you have forgotten, please search that class again in our school website and you will get the lecture and you will watch the lecture, then again you will start your practice. Now I am going to show you how you will practice. When you will go to write down the answer of a sentence connectors of a context where you have to use sentence connectors, what will be your techniques? As a student, you must have to find out where you are going to use the sentence connectors. Whether are you going to use the sentence connector between two words or two phrases or two clauses or two sentences. If you can indicate, if you can find out, if you can understand where I am going to use these sentence connectors, then it will be easy for you to select the the appropriate sentence connectors to be used in the gap. So as a student, you must have to consider, for example, this is the gap number 1. As a student, you will try to understand first where is the gap is given here. So just I am going to show you. Women are nowadays as important as men in society. They constitute nearly half of our total population. So these are the complete sentence. Again, the gap is here, but I have to read the sentence first. So there can be no denying the fact that means this is a sentence. So as this is a sentence, so I have to consider what type of connectors should be used before a sentence. Because we know before these two words and phrases, clauses and sentences, different types of sentence connectors must be used. Because to join two sentences, what type of connectors we use, but to join two words together, we use another different types of sentence connectors. So if I can understand, if I can indicate the gap first, so where the gap is given, then it will be easy for me to understand what type of connectors we are going to use. So as before the sentence, then we have to understood how I will select the sentence connectors here. If the gap is given just before a sentence, then you will try to show the relation with the previous sentences or with the next sentences. If you just consider the relation with the previous sentences or the next sentence, then you will get an idea, and you will get a clear idea to select the sentence characters. So here, just as a student, if you can understand, just I am going to show you they constitute nearly half of our total population. The women, they constitute nearly half of our total population. So as they are half percent of us, in the another sentence, there can be no denying the fact. Then you may get the result here. So we can write down a characters here as so. So if you use so, then with these sentences a relation will be formed here. Then my answer will be right here. That means to keep the relation with that sentence, with the previous sentences, with the next sentence, so which one will be suitable? If you just read attentively, you can get an idea. You will get a clear idea here. So we have to use a so. So there can be no denying the fact. Now dear student, how interesting it is. So now I will start reading from here. So there can be no denying the fact. So dear student, here it can be denying, meaning it is a clause. And again after the gap, there two possesses, this is another one. So this is another clause. So now the gap is, I can easily understand, the gap is given between two clauses. So but between two clauses, another special particular type of connectors I have to use with, I know, because for between two words or two clauses, the markers or the connectors are not the same. So between two clauses, I must have to use the particular type of connectors, meaning you know the connectors must be a conjunction. It may be relative conjunction or coordinating conjunction. Then I will get a clear idea. There can be no denying the fact that. Well, I know that is used to connect two clauses easily. Then I will get the idea. So fact that they two possesses equal rights and duties. Okay. Now if you read again, they two possesses equal rights. So meaning it's a clause and duties. So it is a clause, and after the gap, may do mean here is a verb. So this is another clause. Again I have to use that type of connectors here, just to keep the meaning with the context. So what may do or as may do. Then my answer will be right one. But if the gap becomes between two words, then my thinking will be the different one. I will show you the example here. They have noble missions to fulfill as men. So here the sentence is okay. So dash, now again they get opportunity. This is comma. So dear student, you know, and you know it completely. This is a clause. Again, their genius powers, dash capacities will bloom, meaning this is another clause. So this gap is given to join two clauses. So I will here, I have a will. So I know the marker here will be if. So if they get opportunity, their genius power, this will help me to choose the marker here. Right? So now genius powers, dash capacities. So now how interesting it is, dear students. This is words plus words. So now you know here we have to use a characters. So this is a noun and this is another noun. So this is words. So between these two words, I must have to use coordinating conjunction, you know. So I will use and. So powers and capacities will bloom fully. So dear students, how interesting, how easy it is if you practice at home in this way. When you will go to write down the answer, then you will get a clear idea about it. So dear students, now I am going to show you the answer. Okay, dear students, not other days. Today you have no need to copy the context in your answer scripts. In your answer script, just you will write down answer to the question number 10 and you will write A, B, C, D and just write down the particular answer. You have no need to copy the text like tag questions or I told you completing sentence parts. So this will be the answer, and I have told you already the answer. So that as what if and this is not my target, you know. My target is to give you some idea how you will practice at home. So dear students, I hope you have understood, and I believe, I hope strongly that now you will practice at home, opening your exercise book more and more, and I believe you will do better in the examination. So dear students, so we have come to the end of the class. Now again I would like to give you thanks for enjoying this class. So assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.